Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital Recap, Tuesday, April 2nd. Jason protecting Carly from prison, John demands bait for pikemen. General Hospital GH spoilers recap for Tuesday, April 2nd, reveals that Stella Henry Verney Watson dropped by with a coconut cake for Trina Robinson to be in a alley and caught Curtis Ashford Donald Turner standing up out of his wheelchair. Stella was elated and wondered why Curtis was keeping his progress under wraps, but Curtis wanted to get stronger before he showed his family. However, Stella made it clear that baby steps were worth celebrating and that secrets were never a good thing, so she thought he should bring everyone else in the loop, especially Portia Robinson Brooke Kerr. Later, Curtis surprised Portia by taking a few steps as he used the mantle to steady himself. Curtis eventually let Portia help him make it over to her, so they hugged and kissed in a celebratory moment. At the PCPD, Dex Heller Evan Hofer introduced himself to Detective Bennett Kendrick Cross, who refused to shake his hand and put him through a tough interview about why he wanted to be a cop. Dex thought back to being in the military and wanted to feel a sense of purpose again, but Detective Bennett has concerns about Dex's history, especially since he used to work for Sonny Corinthos Maurice Bernard. If Dex was just doing this as a penance for his time working for Sonny, Detective Bennett warned him not to do it. Dex stood by his desire to have a purpose and do better for himself by serving the people of Port Charles. At Crimson, Nina Corinthos Cynthia Watrous had a new assistant named Madison Virginia Ma, who failed to stop Drew Kane Cameron Matheson from entering while Nina was on a work call. That led to Drew and Nina trying to get under each other's skin, but Drew eventually suggested they should concentrate on putting out the fall issue. Nina had a hard time believing that Drew didn't want payback on Carly Spencer Laura Wright under the circumstances, but Drew asked what payback had ever gotten Nina. If Nina could just get out of her own way, Drew offered a prediction and said maybe she could be happy. Nina fired back that she was happy with her career, Sonny, and the only family she'd ever had, but all she had was Crimson now. Drew didn't think Nina was taking accountability for her actions, but Nina argued that Carly wasn't held accountable for insider trading. Nina reported a crime which was perfectly legal, but she had been exiled by the people she cared about like it was unforgivable. After Nina expressed skepticism over Drew being kinder now, she wondered what he'd do. He could push a button, make Jason Morgan Steve Burton disappear and have everything go back to how it was before without anyone knowing. Nina moved closer to Drew as the vibe of the conversation turned more intense, but Madison interrupted with information on a new wellness piece. Drew had Nina forward him the info and suggested maybe they'd be able to work together after all since he was interested in it. Once Drew exited, Nina said stranger things had happened. Once Jason showed up in Anna Devane's Finola Hughes' office, they were eventually joined by John Jagger Kate's Adam Harrington. When John found out Jason gave Anna updates on their agreement, John ranted about Jason violating the terms. Jason fired back about Jagger not telling him about their history, but John didn't think it mattered since Jason didn't remember anyway. All John cared about was Jason doing his job, and now that Jason's cover was blown, they'd have to shift gears. John insisted Jason would be used as bait to draw pikemen out since they'd be after him now. Jason objected since that could people he cares about in danger, but John felt he'd just have to be careful. Unless Jason wanted Carly to go prison over the RICO violations and criminal conspiracy charges, he'd do what he was told. Jason said he'd do whatever John wanted as long as Carly stayed protected, so Anna thought everything made sense now. John didn't want Anna involved in the FBI's investigation due to her history with the WSB, which was intertwined with pikemen. Anna tried to convince John that they were both playing on the same pikeman takedown team. After John reiterated that Jason would need to be used as bait, he headed out. Anna brought up the fact that Jason was protecting Carly, but he warned that she could never know and stomped off. In Carly's kitchen, she helped Jocelyn Jax Eden McCoy and Donna Corinthos Scarlet Spears with a lasagna before Michael Corinthos Chad Duell arrived with Wiley Corinthos Viren Weaver. In a moment alone, Michael came clean to Carly about hiding Jason at the boathouse and shared how Willow Corinthos Caitlin McMullen really stepped up. Carly also gave Michael news on Jason's FBI informant situation and Sunny's livid reaction. Once Willow popped up later, she got Carly's gratitude for helping with Jason while he was a fugitive. Willow confessed that she knew about Carly and Drew's breakup, so she hoped Drew could put his life back together and find something that mattered to him. Afterward, Carly made sure Jocelyn was holding up okay following her own split from Dex and gave her some support. Jocelyn, Carly, Michael, Willow, Wiley, and Donna eventually gathered for their lasagna feast since they had a lot to celebrate as a family. General Hospital spoilers say more complications are brewing for Jason, so stay tuned to see how Carly will get pulled into all the GH drama. In the bustling corridors of General Hospital, emotions ran high and tensions simmered just below the surface. Tuesday, April 2nd was no ordinary day for the residents of Port Charles. From the hallowed halls of justice to the shadowy corners where dangerous secrets lurked, every corner of the town seemed poised on the brink of chaos. At the heart of the storm stood Jason Morgan, a man of unwavering loyalty and steely resolve. Clad in his trademark leather jacket, he prowled the hospital corridors with the silent determination of a predator on the hunt. For Jason, every moment was a battle, and every decision weighed heavily on his broad shoulders. The day began with a sense of urgency as Jason found himself ensnared in a web of deception and intrigue. His dear friend and confidant, Carly Corinthos, faced the very real threat of imprisonment. Charged with crimes she did not commit, Carly's future hung precariously in the balance, and Jason vowed to do whatever it took to protect her. As he navigated the labyrinthine corridors of the hospital, Jason's mind raced with plans and strategies. He knew that time was of the essence, and he would need to act swiftly and decisively to secure Carly's freedom. But in a town where danger lurked around every corner, Jason understood that his task would not be an easy one. Meanwhile, in a dimly lit warehouse on the outskirts of town, a different kind of danger loomed. John, a shadowy figure with ties to the criminal underworld, paced restlessly as he awaited news from his associates. His steely gaze betrayed a mind as sharp as a dagger, and his thirst for power knew no bounds. John's presence sent shivers down the spines of even the most hardened criminals, for he was known as a man who brooked no dissent and showed no mercy to those who dared to defy him. And on this fateful day, John had set his sights on a new target, Pikeman, a notorious kingpin whose empire of crime cast a long shadow over Port Charles. But John's ambitions came with a hefty price tag, and he knew that if he wanted to lure Pikeman out of hiding, he would need to offer a tempting bait. And so, with a cold smile playing at the corners of his lips, John dispatched his loyal henchman to do his bidding. Back at General Hospital, the tension continued to mount as Jason's efforts to protect Carly faced mounting obstacles. With each passing moment, the walls seemed to close in around them, threatening to crush their hopes and dreams beneath the weight of injustice. But Jason was not one to back down from a fight, and as he stood by Carly's side, his resolve only grew stronger. Together, they would weather the storm, come what may, for their bond was unbreakable, forged in the fires of adversity. As the day wore on, the lines between friend and foe blurred, and alliances shifted like sand in the wind. In a town where secrets were currency and trust was a rare commodity, Jason and Carly knew that they could only rely on each other. And so, with steely determination and unwavering resolve, they prepared to face whatever the future held, knowing that as long as they stood together, they could overcome any obstacle that stood in their way. But little did they know that lurking in the shadows, Unseen and unheard, a greater danger loomed on the horizon. For in the heart of Port Charles, where the light of justice faltered and darkness reigned supreme, the true battle had only just begun. And as the day drew to a close, the stage was set for a showdown that would shake the very foundations of the town to its core.